had records ending in 2012. There was a policy, I don't want to say policy, there was a procedure in place in the high school that the principal had requested, but it was not a board policy at that time. I would not have been aware of that because I am not aware of every directive that comes from a principal to their employees. I focus my attention to board policies and state requirements as my duty as the business administrator.
What is Mr. Babb's response to Mr. Savacool's assertion that he had been sending in reports to Mr. Babb, financial reports?
I did not ask Mr. Babb to respond to that. As I said, Mr. Babb had prior years information, but did not have the information for the year Mrs. Herring was requesting.
Why didn't you question Mr. Babb about that?
Because Mr. Babb had told me he had no information for the current year.
And Mr. Savacool had informed you that he had been sending reports to Mr. Babb.
For prior years. Mr. Babb did not indicate that he had any information for the current year.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Young, anything further?
No other questions?
Ms. Herring?
If we may, could we please establish a timeline? Because we keep saying every other year, this year, that year. The request was submitted for fiscal year end 2013. When is the school district's fiscal year end?
June 30th.
When was the policy adopted?
The policy was adopted on June 23rd, 2013.
In Exhibit H1, which is the policy 915 copy.
H1 is,
Policy was what? H2, I apologize.
the policy was upon.
You should have a copy of policy 915, right? Ms. Johnson?
Okay.
Is there anywhere in that policy in the 4 pages that it states that is not immediately effective once adopted?
And it is not.
So it is your testimony that it was your understanding from Dr. Reward that the policy would not be in effect and collected until fiscal year end 2014,
That is correct.
but the board policy does not state that.
That is correct.
Agency files. Which files are those to the
We requested